During the 16th century, lots of European countries, especially England and Spain, were embarking on voyages of discovery to explore new lands and bring back riches such as gold, silver, spices, silk, and other goods. Adventurers, explorers, and privateers would travel in ships like this, often under the commission of their king or queen, to claim new lands and bring back as many riches as they could. In 1519, a Spanish conquistador, an adventurer and soldier called Hernán Cortés landed in Mesoamerica with 508 soldiers. This area had only just been discovered by Europeans, and Cortés had heard that the area had gold. He was on a mission to find as much of it as he could. When he reached Mesoamerica, he headed straight for Tenochtitlan, the Aztecs' largest city. At this time, the Aztecs were ruled by the emperor Moctezuma. There had long since been a belief amongst the Aztecs that the snake god, Quetzalcoatl, would return on his name day, and that his appearance would signal the end of the world. It just so happened that Cortés and his soldiers landed in Mesoamerica on the snake god's name day. What a coincidence! This strange coincidence convinced Moctezuma that Cortés was actually the god, the snake god. He sent him riches and gifts in hope that he would leave.
Thank you.
But Cortés, encouraged by all the gold that he has been given, continued straight to Tenochtitlan. Moctezuma's belief was strengthened by the appearance of white men and their beards, as well as soldiers on horseback. The Aztecs had never seen horses, and some sources say that they believed that men on horses were one strange creature. Because Moctezuma believed that Cortés to be a god, when he reached Tenochtitlan, he was welcomed and invited to stay in a palace. Cortés and his men were showered with gifts. Here's the palace.
Thank you.
Would you like some extra gifts, like this silver magic wand? Or this black cat?
Thank you. Welcome.
However, when the Spaniards heard that the Aztecs offered human sacrifices to their god,
Disgusting.
they were appalled. They thought they were barbaric, and that they should abandon their beliefs to follow the Catholic faith of Spain. This angered the Aztecs, and the Spaniards were angered when the Aztecs refused to abandon their beliefs and rituals. Cortés had to leave Tenochtitlan, but he was back a few months ago. By this time, he had seen what riches the land had to offer, and had decided that he would to conquer the Aztecs and claim their land for Spain. He returned with 13 ships and had gathered more troops on his way. As he marched to Tenochtitlan, lots of warriors from neighboring areas joined him, as they didn't like the Aztecs and wanted them defeated. Any villagers who did not join Cortés were destroyed. Small towns and villages were no match for the Spanish army. Cortés and his army marched into Tenochtitlan. They destroyed the temples, the houses, the canals, and killed thousands of people. Aztec warriors were not trained to kill in battle. Their goal was to capture people alive to offer as sacrifices. They believed that wasting human life was sinful. When they saw how the Spanish killed anyone they saw, they were appalled. The warriors and weapons were no match for Cortez. I'm going to catch you alive.
I'm too young for this. I'm too young for this.
The siege against the Aztecs lasted for almost 3 months, as well as the guns, swords, and cannons. The Spanish also had a weapon up their sleeve that they didn't even know about: smallpox.
I'm the king of the world with missile. Riding on my cannon. Riding on my cannon.
Oh, my cannon! The disease had been brought over from Spain, and the Aztecs had never been exposed to it before, so their immune systems didn't know how to fight against the virus. Within the 3 months, most of the Aztecs had been killed, either in battle or because of smallpox.
Wait, I'm still alive.
A new city was built in Tenochtitlan, now known as Mexico City. Most of the Aztecs were whipped out, although a few did remain. Those that survived became slaves to build a new city.
Wait, can we have a break?
No! As tensions between the Aztecs and the Spaniards grew, it became clear that the different way of life was partly to blame for the fighting.
These Aztecs are savages. They kill themselves, their cats are outside, and give them to a fake god.
These
Aztecs. Cabbages. They kill anyone they see.
Who do you think is right and why? The Emperor, Moctezuma, was killed during the riots. He was in his palace with his Spanish soldiers. There was an angry crowd of Aztecs below who were trying to attack the Spanish. When Moctezuma went out to the balcony to try and calm the crowd, he was killed. What question is how this happened? At the time, the Spanish stated that the rock was thrown by the crowd, hit him on the head and killed him. The Aztecs, however, stated that he was stabbed in the back by Cortez. The Spanish stated that he was hit in the head with a rock.
Don't do this at home.
But the Aztecs stated that he was stabbed in the back.
Thanks for watching.